Our next speaker is Helen, a frequent sports competitor. In her speech, she will discuss the importance of sports, especially in the age of AI. Please welcome her to the stage.
Okay, so we're constantly hearing about the potential of AI, how AI can entertain us, and how AI has so many possible powerful algorithms, how AI can complete any task command, and how AI can entertain us with brain rot memes and videos of where you got strawberries and bananas revenging on each other, which is kind of brain rot, yeah. But I would say the most common concern of AI is that it'll replace jobs, constantly diminishing the job market. And this is also quite a concern for many parents. Students, let me ask you, have your parents scolded you somewhere along the lines of, if you don't study hard, AI will become better than you? Okay, seeing some nodding heads. Now, parents, have you said something like that to your kids? No? Okay, well, quite unexpected. Answer seems to differ between you guys, okay. As a student athlete and captain of the varsity basketball team, I pondered about this problem too sometimes, wondering what AI or robots look like when playing basketball. And being your typical ambitious student athlete, I've dreamed of, like cooking them one-on-one, destroying them with all that physicality, literally like smashing them into pieces on the floor. And the dream feels so real, it feels like I'm the human GOAT player. Wow! And then I'm struck by a reality where I get a huge, large block from my senior captain. Still though, it feels as if humanity is being threatened by AI's existence. And ironically, as the people who invented them, we're struggling to stay human. We hold on tightly to what we believe are the qualities unique to us, such as having emotion, empathy, adaptability, and resilience. As humans, we're able to resonate with each other, work together as a team, and have each other's backs. We're able to learn from our mistakes, rise back up from downfalls, and push through even the hardest of times. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the world of sports. Welcome to a world where grit takes down your enemies, where teamwork forges connection, and where critical thinking makes us human. So what does it mean to have grit? When your team is tired and not in the zone, do you just give up together with them? Or do you encourage them to keep fighting until the end? When you're participating in anything you enjoy, are you still motivated to continue, even when you take out all the extrinsic rewards? And when you lose to someone, they're gonna have to fight again. Do you just accept that you're not as good? Or do you have an urge to improve, to train twice as hard for revenge? What distinguishes the human grit from AI persistence is this thing called passion. AI can work 24/7. You input a command, it's gonna work its algorithms to complete the job, and that's its goal. But for humans, passion gives this persistence meaning. Now, here to give you an example, I'm sure many of you have seen robotics boxing matches, and I can assure you that I believe all of you here can do better than the red guy right there. And this may seem hilarious, yes, very. But after the laughter, pause to consider. They're doing humanistic movements. They're throwing punches, falling to the ground just as if a real human would do in a real match, or at least trying to mimic that. But why does it still feel so mechanic, even after countless trials of trying to mimic human movements so exactly? Well, the answer is simple. It's because they were programmed to fight. You don't feel emotion. You don't feel a desire to win in these machines. You don't feel that emotional energy that powers them to pick themselves back up. You don't feel passion. When we humans do sports, we're not doing it just because we're there to complete a task, and neither were we commanded or programmed, but we do it for joy. And there's an emotional attachment, an intrinsic motivation that can push us forward, even when we face obstacles. And that's passion. And this passion is kept warm when we share it with our closest teammates. All right, take a look at these sports. What is something that they have in common? And I want everybody to yell the answer out loud together. If you don't know the answer, it's about team sports. All right, can everybody please do this for me? All right, answer the question. What is something that these sports have in common? Amazing. All right, second question. What is the vital thing that you need when it comes to team sports? Yes! That is exactly the audience team spirit that I am looking for. Wow, amazing guys can say so enthusiastic. Okay. Yes, in team sports, each of us plays a unique role working together to reach an achievement. Now you might be thinking, can't AI also collaborate? You know, just program different types of cloud bots, assign them each a specific task, combining them together to finish a project or something. It's the same thing on the surface, essentially, to achieve a goal. Yet, when we look deeper into the process, into the journey along the way, and that's where we find the humanistic component, emotional connection. Through teamwork, we make friends. We become part of a bigger community of brotherhood and sisterhood. The University of San Diego states that as young children and teenagers participate in team sports, they're given the opportunity to learn new skills, develop self-confidence, build character, and so much more. And this is exactly how basketball shaped who I am. Before I started playing, I had always been involved in individual sports, such as swimming, taekwondo, skateboarding, etc. For the first few months on the court, I had one thing in mind: how to make myself best. I was always so focused on my own performance and my own skills, and not having quite the instinct to communicate or to collaborate with others. I just thought that if everyone pulled out their best and played like they usually did, which is really great for our team, I thought we would win. But the longer I played, the more important I found cooperation to be. After numerous turnovers, blind shots, and selfish mistakes, I realized how sometimes, if I didn't hold on to the ball always, but pass it away, if I didn't always stand there trying to ask for the ball, but set a screen to help my teammates who do, and if I didn't desire all the points, but instead gave my teammates an opportunity to score, it would feel just as accomplishing. In those moments, I shared that joy with my buddies. It was the first time that I saw happiness resonate through 15 people at the same time, including the crowd, dozens of people. To me, that was emotional empathy at its prime. This passion we share in our hearts is something that AI could never replace. Okay, so does that mean that there's no way AI could get involved in sports? Well, of course not. Being able to utilize this technology to assist with off-the-court jobs, such as athlete development and event organization, are becoming the lifeline for sports industries. As written by Forbes, AI systems are providing game strategy-based feedback. Through the analysis of game footage and performance metrics, AI can identify patterns and trends that may not be visible to the human eye. Personally, I've been using Codex to help develop a program where it can organize game statistics of our U15 girls team and analyze it so that it can help produce a training plan for them to implement during off-season. Now, when it comes to massive data sets and complex mechanisms, AI does come in handy. But in reality, things get a bit more complex. When you're out there on the court or on the field, is there any idea what your opponent's next move is or whatever else is going to happen? Throughout my years of playing basketball, I felt that improvisation is what makes the sport human. The creativity of dribbling out a series of moves, the instincts involved when fighting for the ball, that split second when deciding whether to pass or shoot, it's what technology can support with, but never fully replace. Because while technology can tell us the numerous infinite possibilities, as humans, as the ones who are truly out there performing, it is up to us to decide which one to conduct. And making these different choices shape different outcomes. Finally, I want to share a quote from my favorite basketball player, Jason Tatum. The things I want to accomplish are still in front of me, but how you get there looks different for everybody. As humans, each of us are unique beings. The decisions in our life shape our experiences in a way that no one else had been through. If you have a goal in mind one day, or a certain status you want to be, you've got to plan and build your own path to reach it. People may have the same goals as you, but the path you create is unique to you. Some people stop at a certain achievement and say, oh, that's enough for me. Some people just give up in front of a wall. But remember what we as humans have. We have grit, teamwork, and flexibility. Something has got to push you forward. whether it be pressure or passion, somebody is going to be by your side, whether it be your teammates, friends, or family. And someday, when you come across AI and start actually worrying about it replacing you, think about all the life decisions and experiences that you've had up until this point, including attending our event and listening to our talks. These are what make all of you here one-of-a-kind human.